He's running a site that 92% of its revenue comes from advertisers. Advertisers don't like things like a U.S. senator being impersonated and putting out false information. They don't like the guy who owns the site to be like this edgelord shitposter who's attacking that senator or saying
Right.
you vote Republican in the midterms when Kerry Lake is running. Like 92% of your revenue comes from there, and you've just taken on $1 billion a year in interest payments.
Yeah.
Why would you go and start? And by the way, he's doing things like pulling apart how it works, turning things off, and then having to turn them back on again. He's firing engineers, and then having to go and beg them to come back to work because they do things that no one else knows how to do. I've owned a company for a quarter century. It's crazy.
It would require you to be I guess it would, for someone like you owning a company, you could go over and run a company and some similar business probably. But like if you were, it would be like saying Bill B is going to go in and coach a football team. Like you have no business coaching a football team.
Exactly
or
right.
A math teacher. Like, no, but you think because you've run a company, you could be a math teacher or coach a football team. That kind of, I don't know what's required, what kind of arrogance or ego is required to think, because it doesn't sound smart to me. It sounds like a short-term recipe for absolute disaster for you, for yourself, your finances, for your reputation, everything. Who thinks that way? I don't understand.
It's all about ego. He's a master of the universe, or he sees himself that way. He sees himself as taking us to Mars. But the reality is, and I've been around for company takeovers, I've advised on them. When you are the new head of a company and you come in, the first thing you do is not tell everybody what to do. The first thing you do is listen to what they tell you is going on.
Makes sense. I don't think you have to go to get an MBA to know that.
I don't have an MBA. I don't have a business degree. That is just common sense. You don't know what you don't know. So you come in and you figure that out, and you then apply some fresh perspective on things.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, by the way, the freshest perspective in a company comes from the people that have been there the longest that aren't listened to. That's typically how it works, because they really know how things work, but the old guy just wasn't interested because he had his own way. What Musk is doing is the opposite of that. He's going in and saying, he's firing engineers who are talking back to him on Slack. Those are the people who actually you should be promoting. The guy who says, boss, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. When you turned that piece off, you screwed up X, Y, and Z. Like, that guy can burn you. He knows more than you know.
Yeah.
The other thing that he did, which really amazes me, is that Ed Markey, the U.S. congressman,
senator from Massachusetts.
Yes, he sent him an open thing on Twitter saying, someone's impersonating me. This really sucks. It would be great if you did something about this. And Musk's response was, maybe the problem is that your real account is also just a parody too.
Yeah. It was a wild response to United.
Well, and then Markey basically says, hey, asshole, I have oversight over your world. I'm asking you to do this. You'd be smart too. Here's boom, boom, boom. And then Musk's response is,
that shouldn't be the response. The idea that you're going to allow people to be verified as people that they aren't destroyed Eli Lilly's profits last week.
And by the way, Eli Lilly just pulled all of their advertising from Twitter, which was substantial.
Is that right? Oh, wow.
Yes, they did.
Not to mention Jesus Christ. Someone became Jesus, verified Jesus.
Right. Well, I mean, anybody
have it that week.
No, but so what's crazy about this is that then Musk says, basically says, are you trying to coerce me? Like, should I let this senator coerce me? Here's the thing. This is democracy where that senator is elected and given oversight by law on the regulation that covers Facebook. I'm sorry, not Facebook, covers Twitter. And here's the thing. Twitter's under a federal consent decree.
Yeah.
They've already paid in the past $150 million for not properly managing people's information and their data. They've got a sledgehammer hanging over his head, and they can hit him with it. And this moron is picking a fight with them. And this is very much Musk. Musk in his industries, in Tesla in particular, has always just blown off regulation and then said, fuck it, we'll pay the price later. I got to tell you something. I think that he is drawing to himself the kind of fire he can't deal with.